My immediate response was like, I need to fix this right now. And I made an attempt to do that, but I was stopped by someone else who said, now is not the right time. I can't even tell you how much. This is not the right time. And I was like, oh, I need to leave. I need to leave right now.
Billy,
Good morning.
I am thrilled to have you here. For those that don't know you, I have Rosewarne with me. You want to tell everyone that's joining us who you are, give us a little snack of an intro, and then we're going to dig in.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm really, really honored to be here with you, Amy. I am Billy. I was born and raised in Wyoming, so country boy at heart, city boy by circumstance. And I'm a seller. I just started my brand new SDR role at postal.io. I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a really good dad, and I live in Seattle, Washington. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Amy. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for jumping into the deep end with me to do this. I appreciate it. For those that are listening, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but here we are. You rolled with it. I appreciate it. And that's such a good segue into what we want to talk about, right? So you're in sales, you're a salesperson, and in sales, it's a journey. We have all stumbled, yours truly included. So at Thursday Night Sales, we had one of our sponsors that was up on the stage, and there was an opportunity to engage. Billy's company is in the same space as one of our sponsors. And so when you were given the microphone, that is where the word choice fell short of looking like self promotion and being a little competitive than just being part of the conversation. Would you agree with that?
Spot on.
Let's talk about what happened afterwards. That how you picked yourself up.
Sure. I would love to actually talk about that. That's the part that where I learned my lesson. The part that went really well was in the recovery, just in the sense that I was afforded an opportunity and allowed the grace to clarify and to apologize and to be in full humility in the sense that this was a big, huge misunderstanding. And the intention behind it was not what the words inflected. So words count, words matter. That is something I'll never forget. Something I'll always be grateful for is the affordability to be human and to make those mistakes and to learn from them.
Part of this was I saw it and I approached you and said that fell really short and here's what I saw. This is a unique moment where I was able to witness this and I jumped in and hopefully gracefully took you to the side and said, "Hey, here's what I saw and this is what happened." You did not take action on the recovery until the following day. Why was that?
Great point. So actually, I did take immediate action. My immediate response was like, I need to fix this right now. And I made an attempt to do that, but I was stopped by someone else who said, now is not the right time. I said, just don't, just let it go. Let time heals all things. Just let it go for a moment because now is not the right time. I can't even tell you how much. This is not the right time. And I was like, oh, I need to leave. I need to leave right now. And I did. I grabbed my bag and I left for the night. I went for a huge walk out on the strip by myself, up and down the whole thing twice, and didn't get home until like 12:30, pondering all the things that were happening, what had happened, and would have an opportunity to talk and say I'm sorry and I misspoke. In that regard, I didn't intentionally wait till the next day. I wanted to fix it immediately, and I was told not to. So the next morning, it took everything I could do to get out of bed. I went for a long run. I ran for like 8 miles, came back and took a shower, got ready to come to brunch. And I didn't want to come to brunch. I was just like, I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't want to show my face right now, to be quite frank with you. But I'm like, no, this is where it happens. You need to stand up and you need to listen to your character and you need to dig deep and show a brave face because that's what's required of you right now. This is me talking to myself in the mirror as I'm getting ready, by the way. So I did. I got everything together and came down to the brunch and sat and had a cup of coffee. Wasn't very hungry, as you might understand. um, and enjoyed the coffee for a moment. I found an opportunity to where I might be able to sideline with this person, and I took a chance to do that. Waited patiently until I could enter gracefully, and I asked for permission. I said, may I please apologize to you? And they said yes. And I did. I absolutely did. I said, I apologize. I'm so sorry for my incompetent unprofessionalism yesterday. And she gave me a hug. She said, it's okay. This is what this community is all about. This is what we're here for. And I realized that I did the right thing at that moment. I felt much better about it and welled up a little bit, thanked them for their grace and the opportunity to say sorry, and then turned right around and saw you and came to talk to you and welled up again. And then after that, said I was able to say goodbye to a few people. I was so grateful to be able to say goodbye and give hugs and tell everyone how impressed I was with meeting them. And then at that point, the floor had completely fallen out from under me, and my energy was able to spill onto the floor, and I was exhausted. I was frankly completely wiped out. So I went back and lay down for a while. The next day, on Monday, I got back to work and I sent a quick LinkedIn message to this other person as well and just said, hey, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity. And if you would like to talk more, I'd love to have another conversation around what happened this weekend just to answer any questions you might have. And if not, I understand. Thank you for everything. Just to double up on the fact that I just want to really make sure that the intentions are clear in terms of what my statements were intended to make and my understanding of the fact that that's not the way they landed. So that aspect in and of itself, in terms of just sales, that wasn't a sale. That's about relationships. That's about reputation. It's about doing the right thing. And it's also about being cognizant and aware of the intentionality behind word choice in the moment, at every time, every moment, because they count.
That is sales. Because the last time I checked, being in sales, you're doing something with another human or a set of humans, and word choice matters. And we all stumble. It's that ability to understand what's happening, it's the ability to listen, and it's the ability to recover. And I just want to say, I'm really proud of you. I know it was really hard. It was all done in person. And it was something that more than one person saw. And that's really hard to show back up, and you did. And if I could crawl through the screen again and give you a big hug, I would. I'm proud of you. You've recovered. And that is what the community is all about. And that is what sales is all about. And, a little personal anecdote for me, recently with one of my buyers over the summer, I had used a word choice. We were talking about the complexity of the search. And I had said something just sort of offhanded. I didn't even realize that it was even something that I had said. And he called me afterwards and he said, I just want to make sure that this is happening because it doesn't sound like it's happening. And it absolutely was. It was me trying to be funny, making a joke. And it wasn't. And we talked about it. And I think when that happens, what a gift when people give you feedback, right? So that's the gift is people could have just let you stumble and you would have had no idea that it fell flat because for you, it was very surprising feedback. You took that and you did something with it to recover and to grow. And I do believe that that was a growth moment. And I am very proud of you for that, by the way. But for me as well, when it happened to me over the summertime, it's like, well, wait a second, that was not my intention. So our intentions, they sometimes don't come through. And if we misstep, it's that ability to hear it without getting defensive. You did not get defensive. You genuinely, were very surprised, but also very open about trying to understand what happened. You could have gotten defensive. You could have tried to justify. That's not the time for anybody listening to be doing that or responding that way. And so I will say my relationship as well got better for it because I took ownership. I sought to understand. I asked questions about, was it my tonality? Was it my word choice? What was it? And it was a few of those things all at once. And that never happened again. He felt seen, heard, understood. We got stronger for it, just like I know you will as well. And isn't that a beautiful moment? So, ladies and gentlemen, those listening, this was a very hard thing. This just was merely days ago. And Billy, I applaud you for having the strength and the courage to talk about that. It's funny because when you gave me that hug, where I think we both got a little teary eyed, I said, get ready for the podcast. And you said, oh, I'm ready. If you'll still have me, of course I'll still have you. You're here. I appreciate it. And I looked at you and I said, we should talk about this on the podcast. And here you are. And that is really difficult to do. And I really appreciate it. And I think that this is exactly what I wanted to talk about today. And hopefully for anybody listening, that is what this podcast is meant to do. And Billy, thank you so much. This is what this show is about. And it's in those really gut-wrenching moments where we grow and we learn the most. And that is a reaction where when it's all said and done, you feel like that battery is depleted because you just went on a roller coaster ride. So for anyone listening, I hope that this is helpful. You're not alone, Billy. Anybody listening, you're not alone. We all stumble and fall. It's what we do to pick ourselves up. And Billy, you picked yourself up really, really well. So thank you for being part of this podcast.
It was my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Right back at you. Thanks, everybody. And until next time. You've been in sales. I've been in sales. And in sales, it's a journey where we all have stumbled. And it is in these moments where we grow the most. So for anybody listening, I hope that this was helpful. This has been a Sales Feed production. If you're not familiar with all the fun things that they have up their sleeve, check out salesfeedmedia.com.